You're going to do...
I'm mixing them up inside as well.
You can do the intro for the draw video.
12th of July. Cut.
Take one. Come on, no takes, man. Just straight.
We'll just go for it, mate.
Yeah, just do it.
Right, 2014 Roe Deer draw coming up. Young Tobes to pick first. Straight in, straight out. Two. Second pull.
Number two.
Second choice.
I'll get 5. I've got 5 last one. Told ya.
What is it? 5. What a mug. Straight in there. Number 1, mate.
Carnage.
He's done it again. I didn't like that last year as well. Number 1.
After you.
Yeah, you may as well let the old boy go last.
4. You got 3.
So everyone, let's have a look. Let's go through it quickly. Number 1. First choice, of course. Big Girl Hunters.
Number 2.
We got number 3.
Number 4.
And Gary is number 5.
Surely 5.
Again. Number 3.
But technically,
Number 3.
you're going to share a swim, aren't you?
Yeah.
So that gets moved up to 3.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. That's it. Now. Good morning. Just a quick little morning update. We're on the way to France. As you can see, we're on the ferry. We've just done the draw, so you'll see the video in a sec. Yours truly came out first, so you know that's 3 times in a row now. The last 3 years have gone. I've picked out number 1 out of the bag. It's all good. Tobbs picked the second, which don't really matter because we'll be going together anyway. So my old man came 3rd, Uncle 4th, and then Gary last. So we'll see what happens. We've gone from London to Dover in about just under 2 hours. Got on an early ferry, went straight on the ferry. About an hour and a half on here, and then off 2 hours drive from Calais to Reims, the Champagne region. Then we'll be in Roe Deer, and that's it. Hello, welcome to a very special episode of Big Girl Hunters. We're in my favourite lake in the world, Roe Deer in France. It's been a long old trip down there. It's been some, you know, everyone's a bit crabby. We've had hardly any sleep. We've been up since 4 o'clock. You know, a few snappy arguments between people, but you know, it's all sorted now. I've had a few beers. Been down the supermarché, been down the French supermarket. Got a few beers, got a bit of grub and that. Had some food. But it was a bit of a scramble to get the rods out because everyone's, you know, excited. As you saw earlier, I won the draw, so I'm in the swim. I'm in the right side of the swim, which I had a 50 out of a couple of years ago, 52 common. Toby's on that side this time. I'm on the right side where my dad was. He still had a couple of nice 30s, so it's all good. And then say about an hour ago, my uncle Armand, I'm sure you'll see him in this video at some point over there. He had a tench, which is quite rare because we've never caught a tench out of it. There's not many in here. My dad's getting plenty of liners. There's lots, and the weed has come. Oh, the big fish is washed out. Do you see the splash? Washed out on the area. Caught right on, probably on Tobbs' right hand rod.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fish crashing out and. We've both had bleeps on the rods. He's had bleeps on 2 of his rods, so there's liners. So there's definitely fish in the area. We just need them to drop on the bait, and because when this place fishes well, it can fish quite well. And there's some fucking massive fish in here. 60, some uncaught fish. You know, it could be even 70 pounds. But there's a known 60 in here. 64 mirror. A couple of a couple of 50 mirrors and 50 commons and 40s. It's just like a dream come true. And it's not that big. I don't know if you've had a look at it yet, but I think it's about 8-9 acres. So it's not too. I mean, the lake I'm fishing at home is 25 acres odd, and it's massive compared to this. But it's nice, you know. I found my spots because I'm fishing in quite a lot of weed. It's quite a long, almost like Canadian pond, and there's small gaps in it, and I managed to, you know, sort of. It's only 13 wraps on the things, only about, I don't know, 60 yards out. Nice, comfortable fishing, bang, pinpoint accurate, oof, rather than out to the horizon. But yeah, it's real nice fishing. Spotted a little bit, sprinkled a few boilies over the top, and as I was getting my final rod out, about rod length out, a nice fish just boshed out right in front of me, rod length out in the margin, so it went on there. I had to do it, didn't I? So that's that, with just a little bit of bait sprinkled over the top, and yeah, ready to go. Toby's fishing more in the bay. It's looking quite good for a bite. I suspect most of the fish are cruising up and down this channel, along this channel of weed where my dad is fishing. It is very weedy, and he's a good angler. He's been fishing all his life, but he's not, you know, the most technical carper. So I'm hoping, I've given him a few rigs, a few like troddies and that, to present some baits sort of almost on top of the week. It's very weedy, and I'm hoping that if he's got good presentation, I think he'll have a good week. I think he'll catch more than anyone, so hopefully it will be good, because he blanked last time we were here. So hopefully next time you see me, I have a big old French carp in my arms, tight lines. You snared on my IQ D-rig.
Where did you make that one?
Glow in the dark corn as well, you dirty little secret dog. It's the first morning and Armin's rod's ripped off. He's just playing it now. Cool, I heard that was a belter, wasn't it?
I've got a 6.5 in the cage.
6.5. Gary's had a 20.
Three o'clock, it was weeded up. 6.5.
Yeah, I'm
move it. I left it half hour.
Yeah.
Started moving again.
Nice. Good skills.
It's in the cage.
I lost one this morning, a decent one. I've got so much weed in front of me. That's not a scamp, is it?
It's not that big.
It's a mirror, isn't it?
Right or left?
In the middle, I think.
It's a mirror. You going to do the honours, Dad?
Just put them there underneath the middle, in the middle. Then I just sort it out afterwards. It's one of those one like Paul had, isn't it? Very high, sort of.
They're all a bit like that, aren't they? It's a nice mirror. Moment of truth. Got him.
That's
the biggest one yet. Well done. Good morning, guys. Quick update. First morning in France. Been a tale of woe for me. I had a bite this morning. Belting run on the left-hand rod. Bent into it. I didn't strike it that hard. They've got very, very hard, big lips in here, so it's probably my downfall, because there's a lot of weed here. But on the bottom underneath, it's very gravelly. So they've got that hard lips, real rubbery. So I was playing it for a couple of minutes and it hook pulled, but a couple of the lads have had. Gary's had a 20. It's all this fish that have spawned like naturally out of here, all the little scamps that are pushing through. So you've got Gary had a 20, a 22 common. Tobbs had a little football simo type thing, common. My dad's had a couple of mid doubles, and my uncle has had a 19 and another couple of little scamps. But so I'm the only one that hasn't caught yet, which is pretty gutting. But I've faced with some massive problems and with some big weed. fishing pretty much. My swim is just full of beds of weed. The swim I've caught a 50 out of before in the past, but just showing you, just doing a few rig adjustments this morning just to get around it. I'm fishing with a stiff hinge rig. I was using a stiffer boom. Now I've moved over to N-Trap soft, which is hopefully will sit over the weed. And if you see, I've only got a little pop up on there. It's a little 12mm cell pop up. It's just enough. It's just enough just to flutter it down over the top, because I am using a bit of foam as well. Not been that successful as of yet, but we will see what happens. It looks like it's going to be a good week. This can be a hard lake, but it can fish really well. It looks like it's going to fish well. There's been big fish boshing out all over us, so hopefully we'll have a few for you.
That definitely looks bigger than bloody 8, 10, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Dad's in. Right, so I'm just gonna talk you through the mix I've been knocking up. I've had a fish off it and I've lost one. So as you'll see, I'm a big fan of it's doing a nice sort of little spawned area, spreading it out. So this is the mix I'm going for, because normally in France, you know, I've been a big advocate of big bulk amount of boilies, doing big spreaded area, and I've done that here, and I have had some good results here. But everyone comes here fishes boilies, so I wanted to change it up a little bit, do a bit of a mix, do a bit of a buffet, get them grubbing, and see how it. So far, you know, it's paid off a little bit. I'd say, you know, it's still early days. We're only on the first day, really, and we only got it yesterday. So, what I'm going to do first is crumble a couple of boilies. I've got here some 18 mainline cell and some 15. Actually, I think these are 16 actually, and then some 16 hybrid. Really into the hybrid at the moment. Obviously, the cell is amazing. Activate is my favourite ever bait, or active maple 8, and the cell and the activate combined to make the hybrid, so it's going to be a winner. And I've already done work really well on it so far in England as well. Alright, chop some chops. That one's there. Quite a simple mix, very carpy. Got some mixed size of marine halibut pellet. Big old chug of them in there. Got quite a lot of that. That's going to make up the bulk of most of the mixes. Got nice old bit of the golden grain. Sweet corn. This is. I'm still yet to make up my mind. Give your feedback if you think that frozen corn, fresh corn, is better than tin corn. Because I'm starting to think the tin corn. Sometimes this floats for some reason. I don't know why. That's quite good for attraction, but I'm starting to think that the tin stuff is better. Give me your thoughts on that in the comments below. Right. Next thing. I think one of the best carp attractors going, tuna. This one's in sunflower oil because I want a nice big slick. Stopped using it in the UK at the moment because the lake I'm fishing's got mega bream, and it just brings in the bream within like an hour. So flake it up in the tin. John West, only the best for my carp. Get that in there. All that lovely goodness. Make sure you get all the oil out. Mix it in. Mix that in. It's a nice. The reason why I wanted a lot of pellet, especially halibut pellet, because it tends to be real dark in colours, because it's a very chalky gravel bottom, and I think they'll just stand out. Them flecks of yellow, and I'll fish a bit of pink or a bit of yellow on my boilie over the top. So we got that. It's a nice fishy, meaty mix. good oil. Not that there's not enough oil in it already, but you know, you've got to oil it up. Nice little liberal amount of that. Next in, I'm really into this stuff, this coconut. This is like a mainline coconut stuff. Gives it a nice little sweet flavour, rounds it off. Tastes quite nice. Give that a mix. Now, this is Sona Bait's krill ground bait. It's got real bits of fish in it, so this just adds to the tuna, and it will absorb all the oils and just look, you know, it just clouds up. It, you know, again, ground bait's one of the best carp attractors going if you ain't got any bream. I don't want too much in there, just enough that that's it. Only a tiny bit really, because when it's too ground bait, it tends to mess up the mix a little bit, in my opinion. Now to add a bit more flavour, some of the hybrid lovely flavour. Just get a nice little drizzle of that. It's really condensed, this stuff, so you don't need too much, very sweet. And one more ingredient. One more magic ingredient. It's the stuff we all love. It's the almond goo. I like the thinner one for lacing on the spod mixes. Gives it a bit more colour. That just keeps it going and going and going. Lovely jubbly. And that is as carpy as you like. So, big girl hunters, and Toby's landed the first big one of the trip. Tell us how big it is, mate.
37 pounds on the nose.
And what did you nail it on?
So I got with a hybrid tip with a pick nose.
Nice. What a battle. It was going on for about 10-15 minutes. Big old shoulders. Tight lines.
Right, I don't know what you've got it set on, speed-wise. Didn't go off anyway, did it?
Give it a kiss then. Say the magic words. Off she goes. There we go. Tight lines.